Hello all. Today we are going to see this task in data pre-processing. So we have five major tasks in data pre-processing. One is a data cleaning, second is a data integration, third is a data transformation, fourth is a data reduction, and the fifth is a data discretization. In data cleaning, we are supposed to find out the missing values. We are supposed to smooth the noising data, identify, remove the outliers, that is the exceptions, and resolve the inconsistencies that we have in a database. In data integration, integration of multi-database and the files is to be done in data integration. In data transformation, we are supposed to do normalization and aggregation. In data reduction, we are supposed to reduce the representation of data in volume and produce the same or similar analytical results. And in data discretizations, it is a part of data reduction but with a particular importance, and especially for the numerical data where you are going to make the clusters and you are supposed to define the actual data discretizations. So this is a diagrammatical representation of forms of data pre-processing. The first is a data cleaning. You are supposed to have a noisy data over here. Just see a noisy kind of data, and this is a clean data. In data integration, you have three types of data where you are going to integrate a data into a single table or a single database. A data transformation, you are converting a data into a proper format or in a singular format. Data reduction, here you are going to reduce the dimensionality of the database. So let's see in detail. The first one is the data cleaning. In data cleaning, what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to find out the missing values and fill it, identify the outliers, that is the exceptions, and smooth out the noisy data. And the third one is to correct the inconsistent data. So how to handle a missing data? You are supposed to either ignore the tuple, because whenever you don't have the class label, you cannot retrieve the values, and it is always effective or not effective when the percentage of missing values per attribute varies considerably. So you are supposed to leave that record, you are supposed to ignore that tuple. Then filling the missing value manually is always tedious and infeasible. I will show one example of find out the missing data, and I will state out that what are the disadvantage of filling that particular data. So you're supposed to use a global constant to fill out the missing data, and you're supposed to use the attribute mean to fill the missing value, attribute that simply belong to the same class to the missing value, and it should be the most probable value to fill the missing value. Now just see here, we have a table and we have three tuples: age 23, income 24,200, team is a Red Sox, and the gender is a male. Now for 39, we don't have an income table or income value. We have a team value, that is the Yankees, and the gender female. And for the age 45, you have an income 45,390, you don't have a team, and you have a gender. Now here you are supposed to make some aggregate function like average or the probabilistic estimates on global value distribution to find out this income value. Otherwise you are supposed to skip the data. Now let us find out the data, that is it's togetherly it will come around 69,000. So divided by 3, so it will come around 25,000 or 23,000, etc. So we can add the average over here. If you want to divide it by 2, it will be around 34,000 or 35,000, and that can be you can fill the data according to the age. But the same case is not possible for the team, because whenever you dealing with a particular income, you cannot find out the team. Still you can find out which team is popular and which team you have the more data. You can fill that team with this missing value, but it is not always useful, and it is tedious, and it is always inconvenient to fill such a type of data. Now how to handle the noisy data? It is the process of partitioning continuous variable into the categories is called as a discretization. We have two kinds of methods, that is a soothing technique. The first one is the mining method. Here you are supposed to sort the data and partition into equidepth bins, and that can smooth by bins, smooth by median, smooth by bin boundaries, etc. We will see everything in detail. The second one is the clustering, where you are supposed to detect and remove the outliers. Then another technique is handling of the noisy data is a combined computer and a human inspection. Here computer detects the suspicious value which are checked by human, and the regression the smooth by fitting the data into regression function. Now let's see the equal width partitioning. The algorithm is it divides the range into n intervals of equal size that uniform the grid, and if A and B are the lowest and the highest values of the attribute, the width interval will be W is equal to B minus A divided by N, where N is the interval, W is the actual width of interval, and the B minus A is B is the highest value and the A is the lowest value. It's quite more straightforward technique, but the outliers may dominate the presentation and the skewed data is not handled well in this kind of partitioning. But the equal depth partitioning is quite different thing little bit. It divides the range into n intervals, each containing approximately the same number of samples, and it good data scaling, good handling of skewed data. Now let's see the binding is applied to the each individual feature. So we have the set of values that can be discretized by the replacing each value in bin. Then we will perform the bin by mean, bin by median, and bin by boundaries. So we have the set of values 4, 0, 4, 12, 16, 14, 18, 23, 26, 28. Now let us understand that we have the example. We have the set of values of attribute age 0, 4, 12, 16, 16, 18, 23, 26 and the 28, and we are supposed to take bin width equal to 10. So how you are going to perform? 10 means, for example, there should be 10 values in there should be a boundary, the difference between the boundaries will be 10. So you are going to start from 0 to 10. Here you are not going to include the 10 because you are going to include the 0. So there should be 10 samples in each sample or each bin. The second bin is from 10, where you are going to include the 10 to 20, but you are not going to include the 20, and the rest thing is a 20 plus. So how this 20 plus is going to occur? Because maximum value is 28 and your bin width is 10. So 20 plus 10 comes to 30. So definitely you have the less values than 30, therefore the plus sign is over here. The same thing you can work for this. So from 0 to 10 the values are 0, 4, which will come in bin 1. From 10 to 20 the values are 12, 16, 16, 18, it will come to the bin 2. And for the third value 23, 26, 28, which are less than 20, which are greater than 20 but less than 30, it will come in bin 3. So in bin 2 all the values are greater than 10 or greater than or equal to 10 and less than 20. For bin 1 the values are greater than equal to 0 and less than 10. So this is the difference between 3 bins, and you can do this with equivalent bin. Again I repeat, we have supposed to define the boundaries with this bin width 10. So the first bin will be less than or equal to 0 to less than 10. You are not going to include the 10 because the value is less than 10. Again less than or equal to greater than or equal to 10 and less than 20, and the greater than or equal to 20 and less than 30 or that particular value. Okay, so these are the bin boundaries. Again I repeat, the first bin greater than or equal to 0 and less than 10, second bin greater than or equal to 10 and less than 20, and the third one is a greater than or equal to 20 and less than upper value. Now in equidepth bins, again we have the same set of values, and you are supposed to take bin depth equal to 3. Because you have 9 samples, you are supposed to divide it equally, so there should be 3 samples. Now you are supposed to define the bin boundaries. So first element according to bin depth 3, it will come like 0, 4 and 12. So 0, 4, 12. Now you are supposed to define the boundaries. So initially it will be dash. In second column or in second bin it should be 16, 16, 18. And in third column it should be 23, 26 and 28. So now just take the largest element in bin 1, that is a 12, and the lowest element in bin 2, 16. Take out the mean. So 16 plus 12 is equal to 28, and 28 divided by 2 comes 14. So the first boundary will be 0 to 14, dash to 14, and second boundary will start from 14. For the third one, 18 plus 23, what is the value? 41. So 41 divided by 2, it will come as a 20.5. So approximately it will be 21. So the value will come as a 21. So bin 1 will be all the values greater than or equal to 0 and less than equal to 14. Here 14 is not included. For second bin, all the values greater than and equal to 14 and less than 21. And for bin 3, it should be greater than equal to 21 and less than that particular upper value. Now we are going to make a smoothing using binding methods. We have this data. Just see here, sorted data 4, 8, 9, 15, 21, 21, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29 and 34. So you are going to partition using equidot bins. So 4 to 15 in one column, 21 next 4 samples into second column, and next 3 samples into third column, next 4 samples into third column. So it will be for bin 1 4, 8, 9, 15, for bin 2 21, 21, 24, 25, for bin 3 24, 6, 28, 29 and 34. So this is defined as a bin. Now the smoothing by mean means you are supposed to take the average of bin 1 and replace that value with that particular average. Now I will show here. Now the average of this value will be 4 plus 8, 12, 12 plus 9, 21, 21 plus 15, it will come as a 36, divided by 4, so it will be 9. So you are going to replace every value in bin 1 by 9. Here you are going to replace. Okay, here you are going to replace that value. So every value for bin 1 will be 9999. Again the same thing, 21, 21, 42, 42, it will come as a 66, 66, it will come as a 91, 91 divided by 4, what will be the value? 22.75. So approximately it will be 23. So for every value in bin 2 will be replaced by 23. So you are going to replace the value by 23, and in the last value 26 plus 28, 54, 54, it will be 83, and 83, that is a 117, 117 divided by 4, the value will be 29.25. so approximately it will be 29, because you are going to truncate that value to the nearest value. 22.75 is nearer to 23, it's not nearer to 22, therefore you are just making it to the 23. But 29.25 is nearer to 29, it is not nearer to 30, so it is going to 29. So you are going to replace the bin 3 value with 29. Now the smoothing by boundaries, so you are going to make the boundaries for here 4 to 15, here 21 to 25, and here 26 to 34. So whatever the value is nearer will be replaced by that value. Now just see here, 4 is nearer to 4, so here 4 values over there. 8 is nearer to 4, not near to 15, so 8 is replaced by 4. 9 is near to 4, it is not near to 15, because the difference between 9 and 15 is 6, and difference between 9 and 4 is 5, so it is again replaced by 4, and the 15 is replaced by 15. So you are supposed to replace that with the boundaries only. Now just here 21 is replaced by 21, 21 is again replaced by 21, but a 24 is replaced by 25, it is not replaced by 21, because the 24 is nearer to 25, not 21. So 25 is you are supposed to make 25 over here, and again 25, this value will come over here. Now for 26, 26 is near to 26, 28 is near to 26, so it is replaced by 26. Again 29 is near to 26, so it will be replaced by 26, and 34 will be replaced by 34. So this is all for today. We will see some few tasks tomorrow. Thanks.